Okay, this is DP Journal, whatever. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and figure out just start doing more videos, even though I suck at them. So, Pocket 4K. Still kind of playing with this. I need to do some more actual shooting with it. But in preparation, I've been trying to figure out a good audio solution. Because you have all the XLR, mini XLR, and the mini jack. But as far as I can tell, and I can only make it work, is the mini jack only gives you line level controls, left and right mono, which I think is interesting. So that means you got to run it through some kind of either I've got the little 560D, whatever it is. They made a little mixer that goes underneath the DSLRs, or like your Zoom H1. Those will all work. Going the mic into that and then line out of that. But that's kind of a pain in the butt. The whole reason why I have a camera like this and this small is to not have to put it in a rig or something like that. So that's my whole purpose of having these small cameras, is to not bring a big camera or make it big. So if I can just drop a mic pack on top and I have to run it through the mini XLR, that's fine. I just need to find a nice low profile, maybe elbow mini XLR that I can go just one of the mic packs straight into, and then you'll have a nice little interview package. But here's something I've been thinking about with this camera is, and I've always had the lumix cameras, so it's not like I haven't had a small camera option, but I don't feel like I've had a small camera option that I could take and not that I haven't trusted the other cameras, but it's so much easier to drop this in my current workflow. And I'm kind of excited that I'd have the opportunity to now take something like the edelkrone, whatever, those edelkrone, I can't say it right, some of their products, and actually use it in a professional, I wasn't using professionally before, but the few times I've used their products, it was just basically with smaller cameras that was like B-roll kind of stuff or B camera kind of stuff, whereas if you're throwing the A camera on something, these really aren't big enough or strong enough. At least these versions. They have some bigger ones now, which I'm still a little bit like, they have the Ursa on it on their marketing materials, but I feel like that's still pushing the envelope a little bit, especially the way they work with how you're having so much force on the edge of these things. But these amazingly designed products, I've wanted to be able to take advantage of them, but haven't really had a camera that I feel like I trusted enough to use for one of the actual client projects that I'm delivering, because all the cameras I've had have been too big. The Red, the big Ursas, things like that. So I'm very excited to have this little guy, and it's right now wearing the Voltlander 42, which is a pretty heavy lens when it comes to Micro Four Thirds stuff goes. And when my plan is to get the Metabones to throw the Sigmas on here, and that'll make it a quite a bit bigger camera, but still I think something that is very usable for this kind of setup. So right now this is my friend's, I think it's their Slider 1 or whatever, but I've never been able to say, hey, let's try and use one of these guys on a shoot that I didn't feel like I was overtaxing it, unless I was using the lumix cameras, which is fine. But my lumix cameras aren't set up to be my high-end A cameras. And not to say that this guy is going to necessarily be a high-end A camera, but I have a lot more confidence shooting on this and matching it with the footage I'm getting on the Ursa Mini Pro, the Red, whatever it is, because it's a lot easier workflow than trying to match the lumix stuff, which GH5, I love you, but it's kind of like you need to make your life as easy as possible when you're under deadlines and don't have a lot of time to tinker. Right? I feel like the GH5 or any of the lumix cameras, there's a lot of tinkering involved to get exactly what I want, compared to the Blackmagic image and the Blackmagic RAW now, and shooting red code, all that stuff. So quite excited to be able to then maybe take advantage of the edelkrone stuff. Edelkrone. I'm showing my ignorance here. I can't pronounce it. because I feel like their stuff has been amazingly engineered, good quality products. It's just everything that I've owned has been too big for me to spend money on a few $1,000s on a slider or a motorized rig if I'm not going to be using it 100% for projects that are going to build my business, if that makes any sense. But I will stop rambling, and I'm going to post this, and I'm going to go shoot some stuff because that's what we like to do.